Oh yeah.
All right, well, welcome to the break room. I'm Christopher, and this is Gordon Tredgold. I met Gordon at the Power Liner breakfast at the Four Seasons. A fellow Englishman. Gordon is from Leeds, right?
I'm from Leeds, in the north of England.
Hey, we love you anyway. But Gordon, the thing that really, or the reason I invited you here today was you have a fantastic book.
Correct.
Tell them about the book.
So my book is called FAST, and FAST is an acronym. It stands for Focus, Accountability, Simplicity and Transparency. And I worked for 28 years delivering projects, driving change as a turnaround expert. And FAST is kind of it's a condensation, condensation. It's a condensed version of everything I know about turning projects around and also businesses, because things fail for one of four reasons: lack of focus, lack of accountability, lack of simplicity, lack of transparency. And in the book I explain how they work, why we lose them, and how we can improve. And if people take a FAST approach, it will help them improve their performance. And it works for everything, whether you're a big business, small business, or whether you're trying to write a book or run a marathon.
Well, that's right. You were telling me that you just ran a marathon, or you're now a marathon runner.
I'm a marathon runner. I've run 10.
You're putting me to shame. You're putting me to shame. But explain to them how you did that, because that's what really, because you're not a runner by...
No, God no.
Okay, I mean, I know you used to play rugby. We talked about that.
Well, I don't have that marathon runner's build. So with FAST, the F is focus. So what was the goal of the marathon? And a lot of my friends said to me, "Oh, you need to be running it in under 5 hours. If it takes more than 5 hours, it's not a real marathon."
Right.
Have you run a marathon? No. Okay, well, shut up then. My goal was crystal clear. I wanted to complete it and still be alive 1 week later. So so it wasn't about a particular time. It was about finishing it and finishing it healthy.
Yes.
And then you've got accountability. Well, that's down to me. So, and how did I hold myself accountable? I posted it on Facebook that I was going to do it before I told anybody. And my wife was like, "Yeah, no, what?" But it was like it was out there, and I was able to post my progress, my training, and that helped hold me accountable. Simplicity. I had a simple plan, and a lot of success is impacted by a lack of simplicity or too much complexity. And I just downloaded the London Virgin Marathon beginner's training plan, and it said day 1 you run for 15 minutes. And I always tell this story when I do this. When I decided to do it, my 2 best friends said, "You're too fat, you're too old, you're too unfit, forget it."
Okay.
And when I told them about the plan, day 1 you run for 15 minutes, and they said, "Yeah, you could do that. You're probably going to need oxygen, but you can do that." And then day 2 is run for 15 minutes. Okay, if you can do day 1, you can do day 2, and then day 3 you run for 10, walk for 5, run for 5. So you're basically running for 15 minutes with a 5-minute walk, and then you run for 15, and then take Saturday off, and on Sunday you run for 20 minutes. And they said, "Yeah, you can do week 1. I said, "Well, week 2's the same, except you run for 25 minutes on Sunday, and week 3's the same, except you run for 30 minutes. And they said, "So you're just going to run 5 minutes longer every week?" I was like, "Yeah." But after 25 weeks, you're running for 4.5 hours. And they looked at me and they said, "We'll do it with you." Okay. So, they had a simple plan that we can believe in, slicing that elephant, just increasing a little bit time after time after time. And over 24 weeks, that built up to us running a marathon. After 7 weeks, and I swear when I take this, when I did that first 15 minutes, I was coughing my guts a bit. It was slow. We probably ran about a mile, and it was brutal. 7 weeks later, I did my first half marathon. Because when you're doing it every day and you just increment it, the improvements come fast. And it's the same with FAST. It transforms how you perform, and then you have the transparency, which is I used Nike Plus application, which allowed me to see my progress week by week by week, and I could see how I was doing against the plan, and I could also share that on Facebook
Okay.
And when we share progress, if it exceeds our expectations, we get a buzz to say, wow, I'm doing great. But also you get the feedback from others going, wow, good job, well done. And that motivates you. So that's kind of how I used FAST to
do the
run a
marathon.
Yeah. And
But
and
that translates into business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've coached people to write books.
Yes, you told me about that.
Yeah, so somebody wanted to write a book, and it was like, well, how big's your book? I don't know. Okay, so we don't know what it looks like.
Mhm.
We don't have that clear focus.
Okay.
So I got 2 books. I said, this book's 25,000 words, this book's 40,000. What do you want it to look like? She said, this one, okay, it's 40,000 words. How many chapters? I don't know. So we talked about it, and we came up with 10 chapters. So
Okay.
now we know what your book's called. We know it's 40,000 words. We know it's 10 chapters. Accountability is about who. So we need to understand the roles. So you're going to write the book, and she said, I'm no good at editing. Well, we'll find an editor. You don't have to do everything. So know the roles that are involved. Focus on the ones that you're good at. Outsource the ones you're not good at. Simplicity, 40,000 words. Write 1,000 words a day. And it takes about 30 minutes to do 1,000 words. And in 40 days, you've got your first draft to hand over to the editor.
Yes.
Boom. Now you go. And I was able to give her a call. So where are we today? Have you done your 1,000 words today? Do we have that transparency? And 40 days later, she handed over the manuscript to a publisher, and that book's going to be out in July this year.
Wow. So you've also done, because I read your resume. I read your resume.
Yeah.
And I read the book. And but you've changed programs. I mean, you've sort of been over big projects.
I helped a company save $350 million. The goal was to
How much did you get? No. Tell me you were on a mission.
So let me look right into the camera and tell you this. When I finished it, I got a bonus. And I actually framed a bonus because I saved the company. I increased it from 140, which was the goal, to 350, so $210 million increase. And they gave me a $10 gift voucher to spend in the company store, which I treasure. It's on my wall as a warning to next time make sure you have the transparency into what you're going to get out of it. So I should have agreed that up front. Maybe didn't do that. But you know, their goal was to save 140, and I knew from my experience that we could do more, because it was a lot of it was about consolidation of outsourced work and going from 250 suppliers down to 1 supplier. So we should get a discount from consolidation, and we were moving the work to India with Accenture, and I'd worked in companies where we'd done 80% offshore, 20% onshore. So I was able to show them, this is what other companies have achieved. Do we want to be as good as other companies, or do we want to be better? So we set the target to be as good as other companies, but that then changed because they had like a 50-50 onshore-offshore model, which made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
And by going to the what's an industry average, we were able to change that saving from 140 to 350 million. And I did that with some other outsourcing as well. But by giving people examples of other people that had done it, it's like when I ran the marathon. When the fence told me, you're too fat, you're too old, you're too unfit. There's a 100-year-old Indian guy ran the London Marathon. Now, when you see that a 100-year-old guy's done it, now come on, we can do it. We're going to get beat by a 100-year-old guy.
Right.
So we have to give people examples and show, look, this is what other people have done.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's like basketball now.
Yes.
Anybody who's 6'2" who says, I could never be a basketball player, I'm not tall enough. May I present Steph Curry?
Yes.
You know,
yes,
being
yes.
6'2" is no longer an excuse. Now, you might never be LeBron James unless you're 6'8" and as big as he is. But there are other examples, and we need to find those examples to give ourselves confidence that if somebody else has done it, then I can do it, and then create simple plans that are easy to understand. And we have to be sure, or we have to be clear, that simple isn't the same as easy, because that marathon plan was a simple plan. We started to run 26 miles.
It wasn't
we,
easy.
we didn't like make it 12 miles.
Right.
It was still 26 miles. But that simple plan gave us the belief and the confidence. And then as we started to create small wins of, running for 15 minutes, running for 20, 25, you start to get that feeling of euphoria of I'm improving. And then boom, 7 weeks later, I've done a half marathon. And a lot of the reasons why people fail is a failure to start. And what we need to do is give them, a plan that they believe in that will at least get them started. And once people start, if we can then give them some quick wins and give them positive feedback, boom, 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 off they'll go.
So Gordon, what are you doing today?
I do speaking and coaching.
International speaking. That's
International speaking. One of my favourite stories is a friend put on his website he was an international keynote speaker, and I said, wow, that's great, where did you speak internationally? And he said, I was best man at my brother's wedding in Cancun. So he qualifies.
He was international.
Factually
Absolutely.
correct.
Absolutely.
But I spoke 2 weeks ago in Lithuania.
Okay.
And in the UK, and I've spoken in several countries. So I do speaking because I share the fast approach, but I also do coaching and consulting.
Okay.
Working with businesses and also individuals, helping them with their business.
So if they wanted to go ahead and find out more about you, where would they go?
Simplicity, GordonTredgold.com. Email me at gordon@gordontredgold.com or follow me on Twitter @GordonTredgold.
And down here in South Florida, you actually do personal coaching?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of one-to-one coaching. I either do it over Skype or in person.
Okay, all right, that's great. Well, Gordon, I want to thank you for joining us.
Oh,
it's
my
been
pleasure.
a pleasure to have you. Finally, an Englishman.
Even though it's from the north. But
Well, you know what? What I found is that since I've been in America, England is England now.
Correct, Britain.
Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, exactly. Because
So we're
even
British
Scottish
now.
people and Welsh people are welcome. Anyway, thank you very much, Gordon.
Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure. All right. There you go. I think that should be pretty good.
Is that okay?
One take, good, yeah.